Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 20th of August. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, Tuesday the 20th of August, just in case you didn't know and in case you haven't rung my son Jacob. But happy birthday, Jacob, and happy birthday. It's a celebration, and shout out to his mother Irene, who nursed him and had to lie on a bed for 6 months, and it was a whole... It was a whole thing, that whole story. It takes me back.
Was that 6 months the conception time, or was that the birth time? What's going on?
Do you know, it was the incubation time. But there was a whole story around it. He was a premature child.
I held him in my hand.
I know, he was just a tiny little thing, and now he's a big strapping
man.
He's a man that is working in our project marketing division, and who would have thought?
And if I held him in my hand now, Philip, I think I'd probably break it.
Do you know what? If you held him in your hand now, Gary, you'd probably be arrested.
On charges, wouldn't I? In those days it was okay, Phil, because he was like 1 day old.
Let's move on. We've just had a massive week, Gary. The industry had a clearance rate of...
well, according to REA and Domain, they were 60 and 63%, Philip, but we sold 89% of our auctions. Put up the towers!
25 auctions sold out of 28. The other 3 will sell pretty quickly.
And some Boast music. I love the Boast music.
Do you know what? I would like dancing girls and dancing boys and dancing those. And whoever wants to dance as a celebration should just dance. It's like the Mardi Gras. It's like something, Gary, out of Brazil. There's celebrations happening right around the world. It makes. I mean, we should get a float and take it down the Seine.
Carl Street.
Take a float down the Seine in Paris.
Yes, okay.
It's just so exciting.
And we can do the Donald Trump dance. You know, he's got that dance, the Donald Trump dance going. And talking about dancing, on Thursday, Phil, we've got our disco. Because we have a few company events where we get a little bit loose and we have some fun. And we have to be careful, of course, but we do have a good time, Phil. And Thursday night, we've got one of our disco happening at Gary P.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to go, Gary, because we're hosting a table at a charity event. So whilst you're strutting your stuff in your white suit with flares and cutting your best moves, this is somewhere in Paris.
We'll be doing the Nutbush, Phil. We're doing the Nutbush City Limit, somewhere about that, for those that have been around for a while.
You know, shout out to all the people at Gary Peer and Associates who are going to have creepy Gary holding on to them for the Congo line.
I won't be holding on to them, Philip, because I know that, you can't do that sort of thing.
No touching anymore, Gary. You cannot
what
even...
do you mean anymore? Well, it's not like I did it before every time we had an event.
You know, in the good old days, you might say, hey, would you like to dance with me? And you kind of go like this. You go like that, right? Now you can't. Now you've got to go like this.
That's right. Really? Yeah, and you can't slide your hand down the back or anything.
You can't do anything, Gary.
Not with a male or female.
You can't do anything.
The other time,
just get yourself a mop. Turn the mop upside down and cut your best moves.
And put the mop over. Dip the mop.
Cut your best moves with a mop. Gary.
The world of political correctness, Phil, has left us behind, hasn't it? Really, in its wake. Phil, talking about auction results. We did have a bit of fun last week about Tasmania's auction results.
What happened in Tasmania this weekend?
Not auction results. Auction results. And I'm just tracking it, Philip, because flash it up on the screen. Because I do those sort of things.
Did you
can't
track
help myself.
this property down?
Oh yeah, bloody oath I did. I'm going to interview the agent. I might fly over there, Phil. But 5 at 134 to 136 Steele Street, Devonport. There it is. I'm not sure if it's still sold, Phil. They don't have SOIs over there. There's no price guide, but I reckon it could get sold. We're going to find out. So stay in touch with Tasmania's auction results.
This is all unscripted. I can't even see what's up on the screen. But was it a property worth auctioning?
Well,
Gary?
I think it was maybe worth around 400,000, Phil. We sell plenty of properties like that, but good on the agent for having a crack in Devonport. I tell you what. Maybe they're going to explode through the entire Apple aisle.
Can you ring the agent and let's do
let's
do a Zoom catch up with him just to see how things are going.
I reckon we should find out why he's the premier, he's Tasmania's premier auction agent. And God bless him. I love him for that, Phil, or her. I don't know who it is, but we're going to find out about
track that person down.
Yep.
Maybe interview the vendors as well, and all of their cousins that happen to be in the room at the same time.
Could you imagine the Section 55, right? Because in Australia...
explain Section 55.
I will. I'm about to. If you don't cut me off, you'll let me continue. Thanks, Irene, because you tell him every now and then not to do that. So Section 55 is a law. It's a rule. and it's
the
like
Holy
Grail.
Grail.
Yeah, it is. So if you have a relative, like if my son or wife or your daughter or your mother buys a property from our company,
It's illegal.
It's illegal. So there's big
Well,
penalties.
technically,
Well,
there is a whole
there's a process
there's a whole
around
process
it, which
you've got to go
you've
through.
got to forgo your commission and
it's
all this.
It's the
anyway,
Holy Grail.
it's a holy grail. You just don't do it, right? You don't go there, Phil.
Yeah.
And in fact, there was a time when it was legal. I remember we had somebody distantly related, and we did declarations, and we had to go through a whole process and got approved. And even then, we got
It's a
somebody
hassle.
tried to have a crack at us for it. But anyway, you can't do it. Don't worry. So forget about it. So in Tasmania,
Yeah.
if you want to sell to somebody and they're related to you, if Section 55's there, there'd just never be a transaction. Would there? Basically, there'd be no sales at all. So you could auction all your life, wouldn't matter.
It's the old Tasmania joke where you have a crack at them for all being related.
Exactly right, yes.
Well, I mean, it's not a crack, it's just fact,
Yeah,
right?
exactly right.
So why would a fact be funny?
Exactly
but
right.
there is no Section 55, I'm presuming, in Tasmania for the
reckon
very
they-
simple reason that everybody obviously is related.
I reckon they would hate us in Tasmania right now, wouldn't they? They would hate us.
Yeah.
But anyway, never mind.
Having said that, let me just say, viewers,
Yeah.
if you've never been to Tasmania, if you've
now
never
you're
driven...
You're trying to make it up
No,
now,
no,
aren't you?
if you've never
He's a
dri-
great appeaser, isn't
Gary,
he?
if
He's
you've
a great
never driven
appeaser.
around Tasmania,
Yeah.
it is really one of the most beautiful places in the world. The Apple Isle,
Mate.
if you've never been there, go, because it's
You're preaching to
incredible.
the converted, mate, and I can tell you now, if you want to go and have a great penguin experience, you go to Low Head, Phil, Low Head, and the penguins come right up to you there, not like Phillip Island where you've got to look binoculars and you just wave at the little penguin in the distance. There they sort of crawl under your feet. So,
Really?
yeah,
Really?
you want to
Pesky
love the
little
penguins.
things,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they're good fun, Phil. Anyway, that's a bit enough about Tasmania.
Go down
Let's
to
get back
Tassie and swat a...
Yeah, exactly right.
Swat a penguin.
You can hire a bat there.
Get off me.
You can hire
Get
a
off
bat.
me.
You can hire a late. What is it called? Taser.
Well, you
go, yeah, it's a
pick
whole
up your
thing.
cousin and throw it at
Exactly right.
the
The
penguin.
penguins. Oh, they have a lot of fun with their penguins there. Not like here, Phil. Anyway,
Come on, let's talk about real estate.
and politically incorrect. Phil, before I do that,
Gary,
before I
what
get into real
are-
estate, no, I want to talk about, because we've always got to have a theme for the week, and I want to talk about the promise of price versus process, Philip, because I think it's important to talk about
promise
this,
of
price
price
versus process.
versus
because,
process.
we're coming to spring.
Yep.
Spring's notoriously a time of year where vendors will choose agents, not necessarily on the criteria they should choose agents or select their agents. And sometimes we see some unusual appointments made in spring.
Yep.
And sometimes we find out kind of around December, how come you chose that agent, or why did you go down that direction, or whatever. Now, I'm not saying every single person in the world needs to employ us, Philip, but what I am saying is that vendors should always be looking at the process of an agent, not the promise of price.
And the facts, Gary.
And the facts. So the process is so much more important. And I think if I can say one thing about our
Promise
business,
of process versus
No,
the
the promise
promise
of
of price.
yes,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
The promise of process versus the promise of price. And the promise of process is far more important than the promise of price.
Well, if you get the process right, Gary,
Yes.
then the price will no doubt follow.
take care of itself. But if you promise the price
Yes.
and you have no process, or you're deficient with process, Philip, then that promise of price is going to be broken.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Gary.
That's a
Can
pleasure.
we talk about the weekend's
Let's
activity?
do that, Phil.
just
I
give
tell you what, it was all about Elizabeth Street this
Yes.
weekend, Philip.
Hello to Elizabeth
yes,
Street,
well done.
Elsterwet.
And we think of the Queen, the late Queen, Philip, and it seems like just yesterday she was here, but Elizabeth Street, no doubt, was named after Her Majesty from some time ago. And Phil, what a great results we had in that street. We were there and back
We
and
had
there and back.
three
and
options
three
in
options there.
Elizabeth
We
Street.
started off
Anybody
the-
would think that the freeway's going in,
Yeah.
and by the way,
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh, well.
Not that
can't
we know
confirm.
of, anyway.
No, it's not. We don't think so. No, 2 at 34 Elizabeth Street, Elstwick, Phil. Well, of course, I grew up in the next street to
You
Elizabeth
did?
Street, and Elizabeth Street was always we were like the serfs?
You were the
what was
poor
it?
cousins.
We were the poor, and that was kind of the nobility. We were the serfs and they were the nobility, because
Yes.
Elizabeth Street was always the nobility of Elstwick. But anyway, 2 at 34, Philip, sold for $830,000. Jeremy Rosen's had that auction, and 47 Elizabeth Street is undisclosed, but you were there.
Competitive auction,
Busy
Gary.
auction,
four,
wasn't it?
four people bidding there. That was a great
Phil,
result.
How good
Yep.
was the weather on the weekend?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Wasn't
My
it absolutely
perfect weather is
fantastic.
20 degrees.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Sunshine.
4 at 8 Elizabeth Street then, Philip, was sold. Another competitive auction. Jeremy Rosen's back there with Ben Eisner this time. So well done, Phil. 38.
And we do have another listing coming up in Elizabeth Street,
and
Gary.
a ripper, Phil, a rip snorter,
Absolutely
to use
beautiful.
a marketing term.
Single-fronted period home at Elizabeth Street. If you're in the market for something fabulous, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a beautiful entertaining area, off-street car parking, bit of a plug there.
That sounds like one of your videos. If you're in the market for something fabulous, call me or whoever's on the screen. And the kitchen is?
Yeah, it's the epicenter of all family living,
Exactly
Gary.
right, love that. So anyway, that's copyrighted. So no other agent, and all the other agents like to watch this, don't
Correct,
they, Phil?
correct.
Don't take his line away.
What else happened on the weekend, Gary? Let's move it along.
38 Snowden Avenue.
Yep, I heard you were very busy there,
I was busy.
smashing that out of the park.
Smashed
How
that,
many
we were.
bidders did you have there?
5 bidders, Phil.
Wow.
That was very competitive. Well done to Arlene and Daniel, and well done to the vendors who are lovely and most delightful people, and actually sold to somebody who's on our database, Philip, who we know very well, who is a Mandarin-speaking gentleman, and we have been communicating with him in both English and Mandarin, and that's the advantage, Phil, of having multiple Mandarin-speaking agents, of which
Gary.
you're not one of them.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I did try to learn Mandarin once for about half an hour, and it is really, for the Western tongue,
yes, it is.
It's very complicated.
The closest I came was eating a Mandarin,
yes,
Phil, and playing the mandolin. Anyway, let's go champagne comedy here. 17 Cambia Grove, Philip, I came to see you. Now, what about the horn, the sail horn? And that might sound a bit off, or a bit odd, but the sail horn is a very special thing we do when someone drives through auctions. It's one of your
trademarked again as well.
It's a unique Kingston innovation, this one. And let's have a quick look at the horn.
Going. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending another Gary Peer and Associates auction. Thank you.
There you go, Gary.
Okay.
Not the best
No, we love
footage.
it.
Not the best footage.
That's all right.
A bit grainy.
Bit grainy. We've got to speak
shout
to
out,
our...
shout out to Izzy, who looks like she must have been using an iPhone from,
Exactly right.
1972
Yeah,
or
she
something.
pulled it out of her pocket where she might have had a little bit of a used hanky, Phil, I think. But anyway, it was good to have the horn there. Let's talk about our auctions coming up this weekend, Phil. We have got a heap of them, and we've got some new properties also to focus on. I might have a little look here. Doing a bit of a kung fu fighting move there. We've got some incredible listings coming up, Phil, and we have got some feature properties as well. Should we do our feature properties first and
Let's
get out
do
of
it,
order?
Gary, because you're a bit unprepared today.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm good, Phil. 85 Lumia Road. Now, this is a house that I used to knock around in as a young child, Philip. In fact, the father threw me out of the house a number of times.
This house has been owned by some well-known families.
It has, Phil.
And it's always been a happy place to be.
Yeah.
This is a massive property, Gary, a massive parcel of land. It's actually a double block, so it doesn't get any bigger or more fabulous than this. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking. It's got a swimming pool that gets all of the northern sun. It's got a north-south tennis court. That really is a family estate.
That is 85 Lumia Road. Club Med Living comes to Caulfield North in this wonderful home, Philip, and I've got to tell you, you couldn't have a greater life than living in that property. Cantala Avenue, Philip, in the Cantala estate.
Gary, this is beautiful, on 743 square metres of land. It's the most beautiful home. It's got this mix of period charm that with an overlay from the 70s. So this is a beautiful home with some added features there. Some of the built-in furniture there is absolutely incredible. Wonderful floor plan and one of the best streets in Caulfield North.
Phil, if you took the top 5 streets in Caulfield North, Cantala and Lumia would no doubt be there. You could debate the order, but they are in the best 5 streets in Caulfield North, in some of the best streets in Melbourne.
Say, Gary.
Yep. No, I do say it. 23 Filbert Street, Phil, is another beautiful property. I know Arlene has been very excited about this home, Phil.
It's a good house, Gary.
Yeah.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. That is a wonderful home. And of course, those streets that come off Hawthorne Road and run through to Bamborough Road, they are just wonderfully located.
And the last one to feature, Philip, is a wonderful property we've got, which is in Orrong Road, Armidale. Now, we sold the rear unit in this development. I know that Daniel Peer and Mark Kirkham have collaborated to put this one to the market. It is a beautiful property.
Gary, fabulous. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking, of course, for 2 cars. That is a wonderful home and a wonderful location.
They are all forthcoming auctions, Philip, but we've got auctions this weekend that are coming up, which we need to talk about over many different suburbs. We have a busy Saturday with 3 auctions at 10:30 a.m. We are kicking off, Philip, in Grandview Grove in Hawthorne East, and we love it over there.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a car space. That's a great location, a great address, and Matthew Morley and Jeremy Rosens have got auction honours there.
Have you heard of the term chap lapse, Phil? You heard of that term?
No, I haven't heard that,
Chap
Gary.
lapse is when you walk up and down Chapel Street, Phil. It's,
chap
it's a kind of
lapse.
term, that's really reserved for young people, probably
Yes.
people that you wouldn't really necessarily know or relate to,
No.
as I would. would. But
course.
Phil, if you're going to do a Chapel Act, you're going to do it in Chapel Street, and you might even get down to 66 to 68 Chapel Street and see me do an auction with Daniel McMucker on Saturday morning.
That was a very long-winded introduction. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. This is an extra large apartment. Those 70s buildings are so fabulous.
You can have a little sleep in, Phil, on Saturday morning, but Lee can't because he's going to be meeting at 10:30 Rishi at Glen Huntly Road, Glen Huntly. 2
bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Great location there, Gary. Great property.
We stay in the area, Philip, in just across the road from Glen Huntly is Carnegie, and we're going to be in Tranmere Avenue. Leo Samuel's doing this auction too.
Again with Rishi Thacker, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's light and bright, and we love Tranmere.
We love Elsternwick too, Phil, and we're so busy there, thankfully. This time you are going to open your weekend account at 11:30 in Oswald Street.
Gary, this is a beautiful property with the most fabulous north-facing garden. This is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, which is always hard to find. That feels and looks brand new. It's not, but it is the most beautiful property.
Phil, spring's coming, it's around the corner, and no better place to be than Marine Parade St Kilda.
I mean, imagine living across the road from the beach, Gary. This is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a car space. That's a really good-looking building and a fabulous home.
Phil, Dunoon Court is home to many wonderful homes. Number 17 comes to the market. You are the auctioneer at 12:30.
Gary, 631 square metres of prime East Brighton land with a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom family home. Off-street car parking for as many as 4 cars. That is a tremendous address and a really good opportunity.
And you can have it all in Yuma Rala, Phil, which is at 12:30, and Leo Samuel's the auctioneer for that property.
Single-storey, fabulous living, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage, courtyard gardens, polished timber floors. That's the property with everything.
We're jumping all around Melbourne, Philip. We've started in Hawthorne East, and we're also in Malvern East, this time in Peveril Street, Phil.
Gary, what a beautiful home that is. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a lock-up garage. That is a property, Gary, with absolutely everything.
Your third auction for the day is in Glen Huntly, Philip. We're back there again, this time in this wonderful home that's been so popular,
Gary,
in Horset Avenue.
What a beautiful home. I did the video tour there. 5 bedrooms and a study, 3 glorious bathrooms. It's got a swimming pool. It's got a north-facing back garden. It's got a double lock-up garage. In fact, it's got absolutely everything.
There's an auction at 1:30 happening, Philip, in Paran in Porter Street, but I don't think it will be happening, Philip, because it's under offer and probably sold.
Gary, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space apartment and a great location.
Don't fear, though. There's another property around the corner in Windsor that goes off at 2:30. Jeremy Rosens is the auctioneer in Union Street.
Gary, that's a good building. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space and an extra large living dining room.
Blackwood Street's a great position in Carnegie. Leo Samuel in his hood is auctioning this one with Dizzy Wang.
And Christian de Freck, there is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, 650 square metres of prime land. That's a great opportunity.
We keep the 3:30 groove happening, Philip. We're going to be in Kooyong Road this time in Caulfield South. Tell us about this.
Gary, love that location, love this apartment. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and an undercover car space. That's a really good opportunity to get into the marketplace.
And Simon Radolnik, legendary auctioneer that he is, he has the final say on Saturday at 3:30 in Dandenong Road with Daniel Peer as the agent.
Check out the parquetry floors there, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a car space.
Not a particularly busy Sunday for us with only 7 auctions, Phil, but some great quality properties going through. I love this home on the corner of Rose Hill Avenue, Philip. This is 373 Glen Ira Road, Caulfield North.
563 square metres of prime land, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking, lock-up garage. That is a great piece of real estate in a great location.
I will look forward to seeing you there, Philip. And around the corner at 11:30, I'm going to track you to this property in Kooyong Road. This is an iconic masterpiece, Phil.
Gary, this is an Ernest Fuchs original residence, which has been given a modern overhaul by Lani Fixler, a really great architect. She has given this property together with the owners the most beautiful overhaul. They've brought it into the 2024s. It's 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It has absolutely everything. The quality, the attention to detail here is extraordinary.
A few doors up from our office at 11:30 a.m. we are auctioning an apartment, Philip, in Orang Road, Caulfield North.
Yes, just up the road from our office, a great location. You've got everything on your doorstep, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a car space.
Phil, pretty sure this is sold, but if not, get over there, 6 at 4 Lansdowne Road, 11:30 a.m.
We love Lansdowne. You've got everything on your doorstep, 2 bedrooms and a study, 2.5 bathrooms and a car space. That's a great 2-storey home.
Phil, you've only got 2 auctions in the morning, or midday I should say, on Sunday. I've got my 2 auctions kicking off at 12:30 in Anderson Street is one of them.
Gary, that is a fabulous Omnicom designed and built home. This is the front one, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. That is magnificent and not a cent to spend.
And 1:30, Philip, I've got my second auction with Daniel Pierre, and that is in Dandenong Road, Crawford North.
Gary, that is a great property, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a car space.
Lamore Herskovitz has been loving working on this property, I know, with her team at 1 at 63 Filbert Street, Caulfield South, and Jeremy Rosens conducts our final auction on Sunday at 2:30.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage. That is a wonderful property in the most incredible location.
And to use a Seinfeld comment, Philip, bida-boom, bida-bum, that's it. And to use a Bugs Bunny quote, that's all, folks.
Thank you very much for watching GPTV. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching.